Hello, and welcome back to the Norwegian campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So the world has been not too peaceful, but very peaceful. At least for me. I'm working on getting a war going with China, which I think we should get the next month now. Shortly after the last war, it seemed as if most of the world decided that no, France was to blame. So Britain and Germany teamed up. The German army went and took back southern Germany, continued on into northern France, also took northeast Italy and some stuff around here, and some islands in the Mediterranean. They almost naval invaded southern France as well, but the AI being the AI didn't really succeed in moving enough ships into the circle, so that failed. But they were very close. Meanwhile, Britain has been gobbling up, and is still in the process of gobbling up, most of what France had in Africa. So, yeah, no more French Africa, I guess. So, where are we? Yeah, Britain, they're rebuilding their navy. Kind of. Germany is building up too. Sadly, I've seen them scrap a few of those huge 140,000 ton battleships they had. I would have liked to see them keep them. But the AI just considers that, oh, once a ship is X amount of years old, it's off to the scrappers. I'm close to getting the Mark V 14s now. We're not going to get those in time to fight China, though, but I don't think we're going to need it. China doesn't have much. So, with that, let's see if we can get that war going. And yes. No. China says no, they don't want to fight a war. Well, darn it. Darn it, China. Why not? Anyway. Let's send out some of these French super battleships and see what we can do about this. Like so. And any of these being refit or something. These are not being refit. I've got some ships that are being refit. Which are they? Or did they just finish? No, I think they did, actually. Yeah, it was some of these. So let's move them out as well and see if I can actually get that thing going. Because of course I want to invade central Russia and take it from the Chinese. The Minister of Finance says that we need more DDs, and I think it might actually be time to design some new ones. Because I got those gas turbines now. I do not want to stop my naval activities near your borders, China. Because I am trying to go to war with you. Let's see, here are the Germans as well. What are they doing here? Anyway, we're very close now to getting that war back to -99. So, do we want to get the war first and then design the DDs? Or do the DDs now? That is the question. So what's going to happen? War with China. Well, they're allied to Greece, so we might get a war with them as well. Not too much of a worry. They don't have a massive navy or anything, just 24 ships. And oh, didn't they used to be allied to Germany? I guess that alliance just broke off then. So they're just allied to China now. Yeah, last I checked they were allied with Germany. So I was hoping a war with China would just kind of spark off something big again, but I guess not. Anyway, let's see. Is this gonna work? No! Darn it, China! I don't want to be your friend. So I'm just adding a lot of unrest, trying to get this this going. Darn it, China! Don't pay me off. I'm not. I don't want your money. I want your land. Anyway, let's do the DD design then. Let's see. Hybrid destroyer. Max optimal speed 38 knots. Alright. 38 knots. It is. Let's go slightly negative on the beam and the draft. So let's see, main towers. What can we? 8,000 tower spotting. Even the tiniest one is pretty decent. So the biggest one doesn't fit unless I make the ship wider, I guess. But this one fits. And that's, you know, already a pretty good tower. And with radar 2, this should work pretty well as a it's like a spotter kind of scout type of ship. Gas turbines. There we go. We're gonna need another funnel though. Probably. To get some more range out of this. That's actually taller than the let's do one with the barbette. Because I can maybe mount some kind of secondary gun on it. But I want it to be slightly shorter than the main funnel. Something like that. Probably. Secondary tower. Let's do the smallest barbette tower, like so. It's kind of an expensive boat already. Like so, that is centered. Wait, you can put a primary gun on this? Well, maybe not if I've got the secondary tower mounted right there, but I guess if we do okay, I guess it doesn't work then. But I do want to have some secondary guns on this for a change. So we're dropping the barbette funnel, just going with a regular turbine funnel. Like so. Leaves a little bit more room for torpedoes. Let's see, if I make these 24-inch, that still works. Alright. No, it doesn't. Never mind. Or maybe it does? No. How about quads? They're a little bit narrower. That works. Let's move them a little bit closer to like here. Actually, let's move everything up a little bit. So that works. So the plan here is to have a DD that can launch one spread of torpedoes from one side, and then as it turns away, it can do it again from the other side. Let's just have a quintuple launcher on the back here. That's a lot of torpedoes. So that's 25, and then 20 from the other side. Nice. Good. A bit expensive, but then again, let's actually go -3 on the draft. Did that make my ship more expensive, or was that? No, that's the auxiliary engine. Never mind. Okay, we're packing on the weight here. With modern 2 armor, yeah, resistance not too bad actually. And with triple bottom, that's almost battleship levels of resistance. So this should be able to actually survive a couple of hits. So clearly I need to find some way to reduce my weight here. Can I go down to -4 again with the quad launchers? Yes, I can. Did not like that. Not with this funnel, but I can pick a different funnel. The enhanced turbine funnel. It's also a little bit lighter and smaller, and just not worry about those secondary mounts. So the torpedo launchers themselves don't actually weigh that much. Let's go standard ratio. I'm gonna go like so and like so. So yes, we are overweight. I am aware. Overweight and quite expensive. Let's go reduced ammo for the guns. Let's see if I make them 1.6s. It's gonna save a little bit of cost. I can move everything up a little bit more now. Is it possible to get another pair? No, still not. But keeping the quintuple launcher back there. I can save 100 tons by going down to the smallest tower. And it's not such a big difference, actually. Like so. Yeah, not such a big difference. I do want to have those guns on there, though, just so it doesn't look too empty. 37. It doesn't really make a huge difference in terms of weight, but I can maybe reduce the bulkheads a little bit. I thought the gas turbines would be a lot lighter, but I guess not. Still works. At some point, things will stop working, and that is that point. So -6 is the narrowest we can go. I haven't even put armor on it. If I go with reduced torpedoes, that is not a big difference. We're gonna have a little bit of armor. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Let's see, I'm guessing my flash fire chance is close to 0, yes. I can just drop that down to, it's still almost 0. I could probably even just not worry about the barbette protection. Yeah, 0.7%. I don't think flash fires is going to be what kills this. We're still 10% overweight, though. 7% overweight. How about double bottom instead of triple? That saved quite a bit of weight, but that reduces my resistance. Let's see, we're taking minus 55% gun damage hits. So that's minus 62 from resistance, and then it's plus something from reducing beam and draft. Electrical 1 turrets. Again, not a huge difference. How about auto 1 reloading? Or semi-auto? Saving some more weight there. How about if I just go with singles instead of triples? saving a little bit more weight. %2 overweight, so we're getting closer. We are getting closer. Now the ship is getting a little bit cheaper again. I don't want to reduce the range too much. Semi-balanced, probably good enough. I was really sure that gas turbines would make my ship much lighter than this. Diesels definitely don't do the trick here. Not geared turbines either. So no, gas turbines definitely the thing to pick. It's just not quite as good as I had hoped. Let's take another look at the funnels here. 290 tons for 58 funnel capacity. Yeah, we're not going to save too much weight by going for a lighter funnel. If I remove one though, that does save some weight. And go like that. It still leaves me with decent range. 1% overweight. So less than 100 tons that we need to shave off. And we are getting closer-ish. So that's the one I have, right? 73 tons. Yeah, it's the lightest one. Can't really go any lighter there. If I then go reduce torpedoes, we are very, very close. But that does kind of limit the utility of these boats. I mean, the whole concept here is that they're gonna launch once, turn around, launch again. So yeah, maybe reduced might not be a bad idea. So what's the difference between generation 1 and 2 in terms of weight? It's exactly the same. How about sonar 2 and 3? There we go. That weighed quite a bit, actually. I mean, the torpedo spotting is quite a bit better with sonar 3. Torpedo spotting range with sonar 2 is 3,675 meters. You can bring that up to 4,000 with sonar 3, which is good, because then I can actually spot incoming torpedoes at a decent range. But is that really so much of a difference? No, we're talking like 400 meters here. It's not that much. A little bit stumped on what to do here. I can remove those. There we go. Good enough. Yeah. That should work. Let's save that. I can build some of those. And while I'm here, let's do some refits for the Venominen class battlecruisers, because I now got the Mark V 14-inch guns, and these haven't seen refits for a while. Alright, let's first see... okay, lots of guns to upgrade here. Yeah, we're getting the big Bismarck-like turrets. So things will have to be moved around quite a bit. That somehow still fits. Okay, towers. We've got the big triangular ones. Let's first just get this stuff out of the way so I don't forget. So we got 1,000 tons to play with. Alright. I do of course want Auto 2 reloader. So we don't have that much weight to play with actually. Let's just place these down here for now. Some of these as well, just so I don't have to like redo them. Can I fit the biggest one? I don't think so. I don't think the biggest one fits. Actually, this is the biggest one, isn't it? No, that was the smallest one. Or that one actually is the smallest. Yeah, no, the biggest one definitely does not fit. This one fits. Can I fit a secondary tower with that one? Only this one. Can't really make them quite butt up against each other, which is a little bit annoying. I don't want to have that gap. But I guess that's what I'm stuck with. Anyway, let's put these 5-inch turrets back here. And these 1.6s, they can fit here. Like so. Let's find a funnel. That is overweight. That's 97 funnel capacity though, which is pretty good. We had, I think it was 2 of these. So one of either of these should be enough actually. But I want one that also looks like it's big enough. Let's pick the smallest Uber funnel. Like so. So those still fit. That is good. But now we're overweight, which is not good. Let's see, we got 0% flash fire chance. That is good. 14-inch guns are seemingly good enough. Yeah, we don't have too much armor on this, but whatever. Let's actually go for more of a all or nothing scheme by reducing the fore and aft belts, and there we go. It's gonna make it more vulnerable to cruiser fire, but with Mark 5 14s, it should be able to take out cruisers pretty effectively. Can I just move these up a little bit more? Or is that gonna break the weight? Well, it kind of works. It's because the B turret didn't have the best angles. Now it's a tiny bit better. But yeah, there we go. Refit Vanemainen. I'm liking it. I like the look of these towers, because it really does make the old, like, World War One era battlecruisers. It makes them look like they've actually received a refit modernization, which is the case, and I do like that. So let's save that design. How much better this tower is over the one it already had, I'm not sure. It was a pretty good tower to begin with, which was not the original. It had received a refit before. Alright, let's refit those. They're in Bangkok, so they're not really going to be relevant in this war against China, because China has its entire navy in the Baltic Sea. And who knows, they might even be ready by the time we actually get that war started. Because China seems to just want to be my friend. Let's build 8 of these new DDs to begin with. I want to have 2 in Copenhagen, 2 in Singapore, 2 in Gibraltar, and 2 in I guess I haven't favorited it, the one in South America. I can put 2 of them in Kingston, actually. There we go. And we're building a quite a few light cruisers and a couple of battleships, but the shipbuilding capacity is still not maxed out. Let's see, war with China. I've already increased their tension. Actually, I think. Let's see. Okay, let's increase this first. Another 25,000 tons. Actually, I think we're gonna design some heavy cruisers, because we need those. We're a little bit short compared to the number of capital ships. And we're just gonna have to do the war with China next episode, I guess, because they just don't seem willing to start a fight. Maybe understandable, seeing as this is the entirety of their navy. And either one of my task forces here will be easily capable of just sinking everything they have. So that's understandable, but I do need my daily contents. So let's make this just a ship design episode, and we're gonna make some cruisers. And I think this is the hull to build on. We're gonna go 32 knots. Let's see, main tower. That's a big tower. It's not too heavy though, surprisingly. Oh, it's got one of those the boat racks here that don't disappear. So we're gonna be stuck with a gap. So we're not doing that main tower. We're doing this one. As for secondary tower, mayhaps that one. But now we're gonna have to have the funnels in between. I guess that's doable. No? Don't like really fit in between there? No, that's the same as I had on the other class that I made. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, let's have that beam out a little bit so this barbette doesn't overhang. Move that up. Go 2 funnels for redundancy. Going oil 3, and are we gonna go gas turbines for this? Maybe. Instead of turbo electric. Maintenance 6.8 with turbo electric and balanced. We're saving a lot of money by going gas turbines. Alright. Let's see, main guns. 11s are now Mark 5. We get these huge, like Bismarck-like turrets. I've got a class with double 11s already. Let's go triple 10s. Let's find a barbette that kind of fits. The battleship barbettes look a little bit too big on a cruiser with the 10-inch guns. And by battleship barbette, I mean these ones. I kind of wish we had one that was just a normal round barbette like this, just slightly smaller. Because of course this one has that antenna on the back, which means that if you try to hang on. If you try to have a secondary gun overfire it with one of these barbettes, which is something I was trying to do. There we go. Oh, that's 5-inch turret. Looks tiny on there. Then it cannot fire because of that antenna. Oh, you're no longer centered. So you're not happy. And see, there we go. Antenna interferes with the secondary turret. How about this one? Does that work? It does. It probably shouldn't, but it does. Yeah, that works. If it works, it works. We can do the same on the back here. I like having some like center line mounted secondaries like that. Let's try and get this actually on the center line. It's a little bit finicky with the placements. Gonna just move that out of the way for now. Then do the placement of the Y turret. And yes, it does extend the citadel, but somehow we're balanced perfectly. It does extend the citadel, but that does give me well, more parts of the ship that should be buoyant. Let's actually do some secondary barbette shenanigans here. No, I guess that won't work, will it? Maybe just some of these? I guess? Yeah, sure. I can even put some here. Nice. Those will not really... well, I mean, they will fit. But the arcs of fire will be quite bad. So, let's have these here. I can move these in a bit and just have some smaller secondaries on them. I can just find the right pixel. And we're going to have to do something slightly different here. Will this even work? No. It will not work. That will work though. That works. And I guess that's just enough for the 5-inch guns. I'm gonna make them 5.9s. And they still work, because 5.9 is 150 millimeter, so it's actually a round number. And the rest will just be 2-inch guns like this. I'm surprised there's no mount here, like on that wing. You can do some doubles as well. Alright. Alright, lots of displacement to spare, so let's build the rest of this ship. Let's see, what kind of resistance are we going to get out of this? We'll see. I think with Citadel 5 we should be almost at 100. Not quite 100, but almost. I'm gonna go increased ammo and tube powder and TNT4. So with tube powder, we're looking at 22.6 kilometer range with AP. Triple base, that goes up to 23.1. Rate of reload time 29.4 seconds with tube powder. 31.5. So we gain a little bit of range, but I don't know. Yeah, we do get base accuracy and shell penetration as well. And flash fire chance is not too bad. We can't get it down to 0 though. So at 20,000 meters, we're looking at 2.5% accuracy, 5.4 inches of penetration. 5.1, 2.3 accuracy. Wait a minute, 15, 10. It is lighter actually with triple base. Let's go triple base. And just live with the slight flash fire chance. Let's see, coincidence. Let's put the RDF on there. Might take it off if we end up overweight. So far, this ship is quite affordable. Let's go the full 8 inches on the main belt. And 2.5 on the third inner belt. 1.2 on the third inner deck. That's good enough. Let's see. No casemate guns for this, right? Yeah. 9 on the conning tower. Turrets, I want to have a bit of armor. Seeing as I do have a slight flash fire chance. It is very minor, but it is there. I mean, that's some pretty decent firepower, isn't it? 24-second reload time. And that's not with crew training taken into account. So it's going to be faster than that. And we do have displacement to spare. Let's go all out on the anti-torp. Why not? That does increase the resistance as well, up to 100. Yeah, we can even add on some of this, because the ship repair and all that stuff from gas turbines not quite as good as from the turbo electric drive. We're kind of making up for it by improving this stuff, and it's still fairly affordable, just because the gas turbines are so cheap. There we go. Let's see. We're getting minus 38% gun damage received, minus 90% torpedo damage received. That's pretty good. Can even up that one. So whether or not gas turbines with all of this stuff maxed out is better for survivability than turbo electrics, I'm not sure, and I think it's close. But it does make the ship cheaper though, and lighter. So there's that. I think we're done here, actually. Unless I want to find space for some more 5-inch secondaries. Which I can do like that. I mean, they do fit. And they give me some more forward firepower. So if we're chasing down a transport or something, they can all fire. Alright. And of course, I have not forgotten my plans to build a ship with quadruple super firing turrets. So main guns, we can the 15s are not Mark 5 yet. How about we go 14s? And we do the low profile here. And if I increase the draft by a little bit, no, still not. It seems like it doesn't make that step grow. Okay then, how about the 15s? They fit. They are a bit shorter. So then how about the 16s? Do they fit? Do we get super firing from this? We do. We do. That is perfect. I can go back down to 0 here. No, the draft actually did something. Oh, it's not centered. That's the... come on now. There we go. So let's then try it with 4%. And that works. I don't like increasing draft too much, because, well, you do get minus some gun damage, but you also get the slope design, which increases regurgitate chance. That is reduced. But there we go. Those are 3 turrets, and we're just gonna have to find a barbette that is tall enough to fit the 4th one back there. Oh, that might be too big. Let's just actually get it centered, which I think I did. And there we go. 12 guns, all super firing. How many levels of super fire are you on right now? I don't know, like 4. You're like a little baby. Watch this. Oh, is that centered? Sometimes very difficult to see. So that's only gonna fit a secondary, I guess. There. That is a sight that you might not want to have bearing down upon you. And of course we're gonna need some towers. And there will undoubtedly be some sacrifices that need to be made with this ship to make it work. Let's see here, we're just gonna do compact secondary tower. Sure. We can have some secondary super fire to the rear as well. Excellent. Alright. We're still not that much overweight, though. So, let's see. With gas turbines, we're looking at 41.5 thousand tons. 875 million. 26 million a month in maintenance. With turbo electric, cost went up a bit, weight went down, maintenance a little bit higher. Did we actually save weight doing that? 41.5. Yeah, we saved a little bit of weight. Got more expensive. But again, all of this stuff. Nice. I can save even more weight by turning that down, because the turbo electrics are so efficient. Let's see here. $60,000 tons. We do have some armor to start off with, which is good. Maintenance and cost has gone up by quite a bit. Let's see now, though. with gas turbines. 59.8, 1.9, and 57. So, but now maintenance is lower with the turbo electrics. I guess it depends a lot on the stuff you pick here. Weight is about the same, cost is a little bit higher, maintenance is actually a little bit lower. I'm gonna stick with the turbo electrics, just because there are quite a few advantages to that engine type. Let's see, are we still on 0 flash fire chance? Yes. Gonna have to have increased ammo though. Automatic reload. There we go, still not overweight. So let's play a little bit with the armor. I think I'm gonna keep 1.6 on the fore and aft belt for this one too. Let's kind of play a little bit with the all or nothing kind of armor scheme. 4 on the main deck. Need some conning tower armor. Turret armor, maybe a little bit more. Maybe not so much on the secondary turret roofs. 53. That can be increased up to 55. Just because it's a nicer number. These are 45s. Do I want to make them 50s? I think I do. That is nice. That's a lot of forward firepower. Let's see, 1.2 on the third inner deck. That should be equal to 12. So other than maybe like 20-inch guns at extreme range, we should not be seeing citadel penetrations from plunging fire. Third inner belt 5. That should be equal to 50. I don't think that's even possible in dip. You can get that high in vanilla, I'm pretty sure. Not here. I mean, 3.5. That is still crazy thick. So we're just gonna leave it at that. That leaves us with some weight to spare. We can up the torpedo protection. Resistance now a 149. So we get minus 70% gun damage received, minus 93 torpedo damage received. So we're tanking with this. And because that tower has these cutouts for secondary guns, did I manage to place it like in the center here? I think I did. Good enough. We're gonna make use of them. How about some 4-inch quads? They are tiny, but not tiny enough to fit on those here. 3-inch. They look so small. They don't fit there. They look so small. but I guess they work. And they don't even impede my my main gun firing arcs, which is nice. They do look out of place though. That will make me overweight, but again, they don't impede the I guess sea turret firing arcs, which is nice. Ship is overweight, but not by much. I can just do that and still have a 0% flash fire chance. Incredible. Incredible. A little bit of weight to spare, so let's just round off with, there we go. A couple of secondaries here and there. Technically a little bit overweight. Not by much though. I'm gonna drop these 3-inch guns, turn them into 2-inch guns instead. Or 1.6s, I guess. And there we go. That's good enough. I'm not gonna fiddle with it anymore. Donneborg. No, that name is taken. That, darn it. I should have checked it first before saving it. And it's not even spelled correctly. But that's what it is. I just have to... I'll do it off camera. I'm just gonna copy it and rename it. Just so it can have a different different name. Maybe you can think of something, a name for this in the comments below. And that's it for now. Next time, I'm gonna have to get the war going again. China doesn't want to, but I want to, and well, we'll see. Goodbye, and take care.